honestly, it's been probably the best decision that I've made in my life. Things in my life they were difficult for a while because of just things that I've been dealing with, which is kind of why I wanted to get rid of alcohol, because I knew I was going to have all these challenges to deal with, and I wanted to be clear-headed dealing with them, and I wanted to kind of get away from certain people. I hate on the apps all the time because I don't do them. I think dating apps are horrible. I think it's probably one of the worst things you could do as a single person. I think the better thing to do is just focus on yourself and your self-development and healing trauma. I think that is probably a smarter thing to do. Yeah, so Theo, spilled the beans on Bert and Joe, but I'm like, I wonder what they're beefing about. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Barbells and Bangers. Oh my goodness gracious. It's been a minute since I've done a solo episode. Well, not really, because I did one guest episode last week, and then the week before I did a solo episode, and the week before that I did a guest episode. So, I don't know, maybe I did 2 solos in a row. I don't know. I was gonna have hold on. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to fix my camera thing. Anyways, yeah, so I don't know. I haven't been doing as many guest episodes. I haven't been doing as many solo episodes because I'm trying to get more guests. So I'm actually trying to do more guest episodes. Which the hardest part of doing the guest episodes really is just coordinating the schedules. So, yeah, but I'm trying. I am making an effort. So I do have a guest episode planned for this next episode, and then I'm going to work on getting some more guests too. I do like doing these solo. Oh, my audio is way too loud. Hold on. Okay. Sorry guys. It's normally everything usually works perfectly, but today for some reason my audio was too loud. It was hurting my ears. But yeah, so I love doing these solo episodes because it's just kind of I don't know, I just give you guys an update of what I'm doing, what's going on in my life, anything that we need to discuss. I mean, not that we really need to discuss anything, because I don't know some of you guys. But whatever. You guys seem to enjoy it, so I'll keep doing it. But yeah, I'm going to try to do at least 2 guest episodes a month from now on. That's what I'm shooting for. I'm not making any promises, guys, but that's what I'm going to try to do. Also, I have really bad allergies right now, so my voice is all messed up, and my throat hurts. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It was all of a sudden, I don't know if it was Sunday or Monday. It was after the wedding. My allergies just started going nuts. And I have allergies year round, but it feels right now they're just what the heck is going on? What is in the air? And I see, when I'm driving, I see pollen just everywhere. It's just flying around. I'm okay, well, that can't be helping my situation, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the allergies. Is everybody else suffering as much as I am, is what I would like to know, because I feel I'm dying. Okay, and I know I'm not dying. I know I'm not sick. I know it's allergies, but anyways, whatever. Okay, I'm going to remind you to check out my affiliates before I get too deep into this allergy conversation. So, Wellbeing Brewing, they make non-alcoholic beer. They have several different options of non-alcoholic beer to choose from, whether you like IPAs, you like wheats, whatever you like, whatever flavor you want, you can get it. Well, maybe not any flavor, but you can get a lot of them. So this is the Victory Wheat. This one is a sports brew, so it has electrolytes. So you could drink this after a workout and get hydrated. That's what I'm saying, okay? So it's delicious. It has orange in it, a hint of orange. It kind of tastes like a Blue Moon, but a little bit lighter. It's delicious. And you probably are wondering, Bree, why would I drink a non-alcoholic beer? Isn't the whole point of beer to get drunk and to have the alcohol? Okay, that's something an alcoholic would say. All right. I'm just joking. But yeah, like I get it. The point of alcohol is, or the point of beer is like because of the alcohol, like I get it. But I quit drinking, guys, okay? And a lot of people have quit drinking. A lot of people have, decided to remove alcohol from their life because to me, my life and the people around me are a whole lot less toxic when I don't have alcohol, or even if I'm just keeping the alcohol to a minimum. So I decided to go completely alcohol free October of last year. So I'm coming up on 10 months alcohol free. And honestly, it's been probably the best decision that I've made in my life. Things in my life they were difficult for a while because of just things that I've been dealing with, which is kind of why I wanted to get rid of alcohol, because I knew I was going to have all these challenges to deal with, and I wanted to be clear-headed dealing with them, and I wanted to kind of get away from certain people. So I decided the easiest way to, kind of level up was to just kind of remove that from my life. And I don't know that I ever really had a problem with alcohol. I think there are moments in time that I definitely abused it, but I don't think I really had like a problem because it wasn't necessarily the alcohol. I think it was more just like wanting to fit in, like socializing, like wanting to feel like I belong. I think that was more of the driving factor behind it. But anyways, and sorry I'm kind of going on a tangent here. I really did want to talk about this in the episode though, and I figured this would be a good time to talk about it since I'm talking about Well-Being, my lovely affiliate who makes delicious non-alcoholic beer. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that too because it's a decision that I made that I've been reflecting on a lot lately, because I'll be honest. So the first couple months I was like, oh, this is great. I'd never want to drink again. Like, drinking is stupid. I can't believe I ever did it. And then I would say up until like a couple months ago. Hold on, I need to sit up because I'm like sinking in this chair. Hold on. I need a new chair. I like the beanbag chair because it's really comfy, but it's like my posture is just really bad right now with this chair. But anyways, so yeah, so it wasn't until, probably a couple months ago that I started to realize, or maybe even more recent than that. It might have been like a month ago that I kind of had this realization. But until then, I was kind of still wondering, like, was it really that big of a deal to remove alcohol from my life? I'm like, is my life really that much better? I'm like, I don't know. And I don't know if it's necessarily better. It depends on how you look at it. It depends on what kind of life you want, I guess. But to me, giving up that social life has been one of the most freeing things that I've ever done. And not that I don't have a social life, because it's like, I went to the fights this weekend. I went to a wedding last weekend. Like, I have plenty of time that I'm socializing. So it's not that I'm not socializing. I'm just not doing it in the way that everybody else does, which is just like sitting around at a bar drinking and talking about nothing. I mean, the thing is that a lot of times when I've been around people when we were drinking, it's like it was just all just a bunch of BS. Like, and I don't have any tolerance for that anymore. I don't have any patience for sitting around and listening to people just talk about things they don't even know about, or like just say ridiculous things or gossip about people. It's just like, no, I'm good. The phase of my life that I'm in right now, I just don't have any patience for that. I don't need it. I don't have anything to contribute to that because that's just not the way that I think anymore. I have been that person in the past, but yeah, at this point, it's just like I feel like I've grown out of a lot of that stuff, and I've realized that I don't need alcohol to socialize. The reason why you think you need alcohol to socialize is because you need alcohol to socialize with people who drink alcohol. That's it. That's really it. If you hang out with people who aren't drinking, or if you hang out with, even if they do drink, but they're not drinking when you hang out, you won't have a problem socializing with them because you're both sober. It's when you're around people who are drunk is when you have a hard time socializing, because you feel like, oh, well, they're all drinking and I'm just standing here. Like, yeah, you feel kind of awkward, not gonna lie. But the thing is, if you find people that you have enough common interest with, and you find people who are on the same wavelength as you, the same frequency as you, that have a similar mindset to you, you don't need alcohol to socialize because you'll have things to talk about immediately. And yeah, so if you're debating on quitting alcohol, or if you've been thinking about quitting alcohol, because I know a lot of people are thinking about it right now, and they're kind of like, I don't know if I really like alcohol. Like my sister and her fiance, like they quit drinking, and I know a lot of people that have quit drinking recently. And yeah, you don't need alcohol to socialize. And I hope that we have more of a normalcy with that in the future. I know it's not going to happen right now, but I just hope it becomes more normalized to socialize and go out without drinking, because every time I do it, I mean, it's just, I get questioned every time, and I don't understand why I should be questioned for choosing not to do something. That to me is very bizarre. I don't understand why people are so concerned about me not drinking. Like, why do you care? And if people judge me for it, that is just so strange to me. So strange. I'm like, what? You're judging me for not drinking a poison. Literally, it's poison. I mean, I'm not even saying that to be like anti-alcohol. Like, it's not, this isn't new information. Guys, like, it is a poison. And I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you to quit drinking or any of that, because I know a lot of people that really like drinking, and that's great. That's fine. I used to really like drinking too, and it got me absolutely nowhere. So now I'm kind of like, yeah, I think it's a waste of time. I think it's just, there's nothing good that comes from it, in my opinion. But I'm on my own journey though. You know, not everybody's on the same journey as me. So it depends on what you want. But if you want, you know, to get in shape and to kick ass in your job and to really just be a well-rounded human and have like great relationships and great everything, like, I think removing alcohol might be something that might get you there a little faster. I don't know. And not that you can't do it without quitting alcohol. Like, you can do it. It's just that maybe it'll take you a little bit longer because you're spending your Saturday nights at the bar. I don't know. And if you have your alcohol under control where you only drink like a few drinks a week, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I just don't see the benefit of it as much, I guess, is my thing. So I don't know. If you're drinking a lot, I would say, you know, maybe you should think about taking a break, just to kind of cleanse, you know, get that out of your system. But yeah, I don't know. That's my advice. I've been asked about this a lot lately, so that's why I'm talking about it. Because I just want to like let people know why I quit drinking and why, because it's been a while since I kind of talked about it. So I just wanted to address that. But anyways, my other affiliate, Jocko Go, or Jocko Fuel. Jocko Go is the energy drink, but Jocko Fuel, they have supplements, they have protein, they have, you know, you could get some joint warfare and it will help you with your joint pain, and you can get krill oil, you can get all kinds of stuff from Jocko. But they also have energy drinks, and their energy drinks are really good, and they aren't super caffeinated. So it's 95 milligrams of caffeine, which is about half of what most energy drinks have. So if you're like me and you like to drink caffeine throughout the day, this is perfect for you. Also, the ingredients are of much higher quality than you're going to find with like your gas station energy drinks and your typical pre-workout powders. You're not going to have as much like sucralose and like artificial ingredients, and just the ingredients are much more simple. So that's what I like about it, because I like to be careful about what I put in my body as much as possible. It's kind of impossible to do in this day and age with the way that everything is, but you can at least try to make sure that most of what you consume is good quality ingredients and nothing that's uber processed. But anyways, use code BREEBREE for Jocko Fuel for 10% off. That will help support me and support the podcast. And then code Bree Eckert for well-being. I need to get that code changed. That reminds me. I need to text Megan and have her change that code to Bree, because I would like to have the same code for both of them. But I started with well-being like almost a year ago. So Yeah, but anyways, thank you guys for joining me today for the podcast. I just wanted to update you guys on life and talk about current events, not current events like politics, like current events in like the comedy world and like stuff that I care about. I care about current events, but like I'm not going to go out of my way to watch the news about all this depressing stuff that's going on. Like that is just going to lower my energy, and I don't want to do that. I know what's going on. Like I see the headlines, I see all the stuff that happens, and I know what's going on, but I don't like dive into it like a lot of you freaks do. Why are you guys so obsessed with politics? It's so strange to me. Find a hobby. Unless you're a politician, why are you obsessed with politics? Like, unless you're doing something about it. Posting it on Facebook isn't doing anything about it, by the way. Like, you're not changing anything just by posting for your 300 friends to see on Facebook, okay? That's not going to change the world. Like, I see some people post and then they get mad when they get blocked, or they just don't want to hear the truth. And I'm like, bro, first of all, nothing that you're posting is probably true. And also, they don't care like that much about you personally. It's just an algorithm, and it's probably AI that's picking it up. It's not a person selecting you specifically, like, oh, this guy, you know. It is crazy though. Like sometimes, like Facebook, I don't know. Facebook has flagged me for some stuff that was like not even close to controversial at all. And I'm like, what the heck? So I can't wait for the day that I can delete my Facebook. Oh my God, I hate it so much. I can't stand it. Like, I just don't want to deal with it. I don't know. Because it's like every time I go on there, I read a comment and it just makes me mad. I'm just like, ugh. You know? Or I see someone I know post something and it just makes me shake my head. That's the other thing that happens. It's like some of the things people post, and I know people probably see me post stuff and they definitely probably shake their head, but in a different way. Like I'm shaking my head because it's like, oh my God, these people have no morals. Like what is going on? And then, or it's like, oh, this person is, you know, maybe watching a little too many TikToks, but yeah, or like the people. Okay, here's my question. Why are there so many people on Facebook that are single and they're like giving dating advice all the time? Like, why? Why are you giving us advice? You're single. If you're single, I don't want to hear about how I should date or like or relationship advice. You're not in a relationship, buddy. So why are you telling me how to do it? You don't even, if you figure it out first, get married, become happily married, and then come back and be like, hey, I figured out some stuff. Okay. But like, you haven't done it yet. So why are you telling me how to do it? I don't get it. It just drives me nuts. Sometimes I see people post stuff like that. I'm like, Jesus, dude. I'm like, nobody should take dating advice from you. And they always post like the most toxic stuff too. And that's something that I think, I feel like that is a huge problem. That is a huge problem, in my opinion, is both men and women do this. They both do it. I've done it. I've gone through my I hate men phase. For sure. I go through it like once a month, guys. But I don't actually hate men, obviously. I have a lot of friends and people that I talk to, that are men. I mean, I prefer to hang out with women. I prefer to talk to women, but you know, that's just because I'm a woman. But, you know, there are a lot of good men in the world. There are some that are, you know, maybe not so good. But for the most part, yeah, it's like I don't hate men, okay? I might make jokes once in a while, like, about stupid things guys do, but it's like, deep down, like, yeah, no, I don't hate men. But I feel like women do post a lot of stuff that's like anti men, and I've done it. Not like anti to the extreme like some people do, but like joking about it. Like I posted something about mansplaining one time and people got so mad. Anyways, but that's about the worst I've done for like the man hating stuff. I don't do a ton of it, so it's like, yeah, go ahead and say what you want about that. I'm like, dude, it was a joke. Anyways, but it's like some people post stuff that's like, they do it so often. I think that's what makes it worse. It's like every other day they're posting something about how bad men are, and then men do the same thing. And I feel like men are doing it more now than they used to. And they're just like constantly complaining about like women and how women do this and they don't do that and they need this, or like, I only like women like this. And it's like, dude, that is not helping you. Because if I see a guy like post stuff like that, I am not going to message you or respond to your message if you message me. Just saying. Like, I'm not going to date you if you post stuff like that. Absolutely not. No. Like, if you're posting that kind of stuff on the regular, that is insane. Insane. And it's always like the same stuff too. It's like, what do they say? Oh, women are always complaining about toxic masculinity. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, I'm not, you know. Do I think some men are toxic? Yeah. Have I dated men that are toxic? Yeah. Yeah. Do I want to date another person that's toxic? No. No, I don't. Which is why now I'm like much more selective. So, yeah, I think that's funny. But yeah, don't post stuff like that all the time. Maybe once in a while is okay. But if you're posting it all the time, yeah, that's a huge turnoff. Like, I'm not going to be attracted to somebody who's always hating on women all the time. And I don't know why you guys think that I would approve of that. I'm like, I'm a woman. Why would I support that kind of behavior? No. And then they post these like cringe Andrew Tate videos all the time. And it's like, dude, you're not Andrew Tate. Okay. And even if you were, like, Andrew Tate is such a garbage person. Oh my God. And like, not even like, even before like all the allegations and everything, like, I just wasn't an Andrew Tate fan. Like, I prefer somebody like Jordan Peterson over Andrew Tate, you know? Like, at least he has a brain. Like, he's probably one of the smartest people on earth. Like, I don't know. I think Andrew Tate is kind of like, a lot of guys identify with him because I think he just tells men what they want to hear a little bit. Because he's living his life the way he wants to live his life. He's not necessarily living his life the right way, in my opinion. I don't think so. But I don't know. I do think that there are better role models that you could choose, for sure. So that's my thoughts on that. I don't know where I was going with that, but I just wanted to, I don't know. I see it all the time. And that's why I don't even scroll through Facebook anymore, because it just drives me nuts. Like, I see stuff, I'll scroll for a little bit and then I'm like, all right, I'm good. I got my fix for today. But I see stuff sometimes, and the reason I scroll too is like, because people get mad at me if I don't like their stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't see it. I don't see it all the time. But yeah, that's just, men and women, stop doing that, please. God, it's so annoying. Anyways, time for some high vibes. I feel like I've been a little bit low vibe the first part of this episode, so that was very rude of me. I went to my best friend's wedding. Speaking of dating, an actual success story of dating apps. my best friend Emily met her husband Montell on a dating app, I think. Yeah, they did. I don't remember which one it was, but they matched on one, or maybe he found her on Facebook. I don't know. I don't remember. But they matched on a dating app. I know that. And now they're married. So, you know what? I hate on the apps all the time because I don't do them. I think dating apps are horrible. I think it's probably one of the worst things you could do as a single person. I think the better thing to do is just focus on yourself and your self-development and healing trauma. I think that is probably a smarter thing to do. Instead of hopping on dating apps literally right after you get out of a relationship, which I've done. I've done it. And it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea, guys. Stay off the freaking dating apps. Get off of them. And if you're having a lot of like repeated negative, bad situations when you're on dating apps, yeah, definitely get off of them. Get off of them. You'll feel so much better, I promise. I don't know if you'll find your husband this way, but you'll at least feel better. I know that. So... yeah, so I went to their wedding and it was a fantastic wedding. It was so much fun. Oh my gosh. So I need to adjust my microphone and I'm afraid this table is okay. It like toppled a little bit and I was like, uh-oh. Okay, we're good. It was such a beautiful wedding. So I don't know how many people were there, but it was, I don't know, probably around 150 people. I mean, it was a big wedding and there were so many bridesmaids and I was a bridesmaid. My first time ever being a bridesmaid. It was so fun, so exciting. And I'm honored, Emily, by the way. Thank you so much for having me be a part of that, because that was just one of the most beautiful things I've ever been a part of. And it was so much fun. And I was just so happy the whole time, because I'm like, I've known these two people. Like, actually, funny enough, I've known Montell longer than I've known Emily. So Emily is like who I would consider probably my best friend. I don't really have like a top 10 list of my best friends, because like I have tons of friends. Like I talk to all kinds of people. But as far as people I actually hang out with, there's very few people that I actually hang out with in real life. And Emily's one of them. And she's an amazing human being. And I met Montell because we worked together at AT&T. And we, kind of became coworker buddies. Like we would always, talk and, talk trash and just joke around or whatever. And we were just cool. And then he started dating Emily. I don't know how long. It was maybe like 6 months after I started working there. And I remember he was telling me about her. And then I remember he was like, doing the whole dating app thing and, probably not having much luck. I guess. I don't know. I don't remember. But I remember he was on the dating apps. I think we all were at that point. Everybody that was single that worked there, I think we were all on the dating apps back then. Especially Chris Jones. Anyways. No, we were all on there. We were all just... striking out on the dating apps. But yeah, and then he said something, I think when we were in the break room or something. He's like, oh, I met this girl and blah, blah, blah. And I don't remember what all he said. I'm not even going to pretend I remember, because it was so long ago. This was back in, I want to say this was 2015. So 8 years ago? Oh my gosh. That's a long time ago. So yeah, so I've known Emily for almost 8 years. Holy crap. I didn't realize that. Time flies, man. Anyways, so yeah, so they started dating, and then Montell invited me to, I think it was his birthday party. I can't remember. And we all got drunk, It was fun. We had a good time. And by the end of the night, me and Emily were like hugging each other, and we were like, I love you, and we just like instantly became friends. Like we were vibing. Like it was awesome. Like we were just like friends from day one, and ever since then we've been friends. Like we've had times where maybe we didn't talk or hang out as much. We've had gone through our little whatever, where we just kind of lose contact for a little bit, but we always pick right back up where we were last were. So she's one of those friends that like I can go 3 months without seeing her, and then I see her and it's like I just saw her the other day. Like that's just how we are. We're very low maintenance friends, and I think that's important when you're somebody who is trying to really achieve great things. It's important to have low maintenance friends, because sometimes you have friends and it's like you constantly are having to like do things for them or be around them and revolve your whole schedule around them. And it's like, yeah, that's too much for me. And same thing with like relationships too. Like if you have somebody you're with that wants to hang out like every single day, it's like, Jesus, no. We're not married yet, okay? I don't want to see you every day. Like, no. Now, if we're like in a serious relationship, we've been together for a while, maybe we're like getting close to like moving in together. Okay, cool. But yeah, I don't want to see somebody every day. But yeah, so Emily and Montell got married, but before that, yeah, we've been friends for so long, and so a lot of times that we hung out, though, it was just me and Emily. Like, Montell wasn't even there. And then once they started to get more serious, like, then it was like, I would just go to their house, you know, and they would both be there. But, you know, me and Emily have gone out and had fun together so many times. And just, yeah, she's an amazing human. And it's been incredible to see just both of our growth over time since we met. And like we both opened businesses, and we both went through some really tough times and helped each other, you know, through those tough times, and just kind of try to stay positive together. Like, hey man, I'm dealing with this, I'm struggling. And it's like, yeah, me too, dude. It sucks. And it's like, yeah, it freaking sucks. It's like, but we're going to be okay. We're going to get through it. And it's important, I think, have friends like that. And also, Emily and Montell are both older than me, so they're not that much older than me, but they're a few years older than me. And I think, that's been really good for me. That's been really good for me because I'm learning from their mistakes a little bit. I'm not learning from their mistakes, but like learning from their life lessons. So when I'm going through something, Emily's like, oh yeah, girl, already been through it. And I'm like, okay, now I feel better. I already feel better just knowing that you've been through it, so you know how to get out of it, or you know how to deal with it, you know how to process it. Like, it also, she's a therapist, so she's incredibly emotionally intelligent. But yeah, we've been through a lot of similar life things, and having her to lean on and having her to just talk to when I'm dealing with things that she's also been through has been just so helpful for me. And Montell too, like, he's just a really, really intelligent person, really caring. Like, he really just, he cares about other people. He gives to other people. Like, he's a generous guy, and he wants to see other people win. Obviously he wants to win too, but he wants to see his friends win. He wants to see his friends do great things. And I think that's what makes Montell really special. And I think that's why people are like magnets with Montell. Like, people love Montell. Everybody loves Montell. So he's just like such a positive guy. And Emily too. Like, she's just, they're so great together. And I think that that's the beautiful thing about marriage. And that's why I want to get married, is because it's, and Lex Friedman's talked about this. It's like, you know, by myself, like, yeah, I'm pretty awesome. Like, I'll just say that, like, I'm a cool person. Like, I have a lot of things that I have achieved in life, and I'm good at a lot of things, and I work really hard, and I'm always looking for the next challenge. I'm very driven. So by myself, it's like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, I'm good. But I know that with the right partner, that I would be just a powerhouse. Like, we would become more of like a we thing, but we both have like our own thing going on. And that's what Montell and Emily have. Like, they both have their own thing, and they, you know, they both have their own hobbies. They both have their own friend groups, but they make decisions as a couple, and they talk about life. They talk about the future. They plan their future. And that has been the biggest thing that I've learned from them, and that I kind of want to take and carry over to my next relationship, is just things that I've learned from them on how they handle situations, how they make decisions. And it's whether they make the right decisions all the time or not, doesn't matter. And I don't know if they do, because it's none of my business. Like, their personal decisions and their stuff is none of my business. But I really appreciate too, just like how much they've tried to help me, and not even just, you know, with taking me to their wedding and having me in their wedding and all that kind of stuff, but also just the wisdom and knowledge that they've given me, because I truly think that is what makes them great, is because they're both such intelligent people. They're both so driven and ambitious and hardworking. And Emily is the type of person who I feel like I can come to for anything, and not feel judged. And that has been the best thing about being friends with her, I would say. Obviously, besides the fact that we have fun together and all that stuff, but like that has been one of the most valuable things that I've gotten from our friendship, is just that feeling of not being judged. Because there are certain people in my life that I won't tell certain things because I'm like, oh, they're going to judge me for that, you know, and I hate feeling like that. So I just really appreciate the lack of judgment from Emily. But what I was getting to is the fact that they're both so intelligent, the fact that they're both so driven, and they both want a great life. That's what they really want. They both want freedom. They both want financial freedom. They both want just a great life. And so their vision, their values are aligned. So their vision makes sense. You know, they're not two people's visions competing with one another. Like they have their own lane, they have their own things that they do, but their overall vision of what they want their life to look like, that's what's most important. So having the right partner can really enhance your life. And that's why I think that choosing your life partner is probably top 5 most important decisions you ever make in your life. And I don't take it lightly. I don't. I used to, because I wasn't as smart as I am now. But now I've realized that this is a monumental decision. And maybe before I was attracting the wrong people, I think. And now that I've kind of elevated myself a little bit and gotten rid of, you know, some bad habits, I've become a lot more disciplined. I've just changed my priorities. I think that's why now it's like I will attract that partner that I really want, and that's going to be good for me, because there's going to be no more of like the toxic relationships in my life. I mean, that's just no, because that's another thing I was going to say. So like the right partner can enhance your life, but the wrong partner can really tear you down. And I've seen it happen to so many people. And I think that's why I'm just like so patient right now with dating. Like I'm not dating anyone. I'm not going on dates. I don't really have any desire to anytime soon. Unless it's like, I'm really like sold on a person, you know, like really sold. So yeah. But it's because I think it's important to be selective in, you know, and not overlook things, because I've definitely overlooked things before. But finding that right partner is just, man, it can really change your life. And I've seen it happen with so many people where they find the right partner and it really just, their life just explodes. I mean, things just start to really, really work out. And that's what I've seen with Emily and Montell. Because when I met Montell was broke. Okay. Montell was driving a Sebring. And I was driving a Sebring too. We had that Sebring struggle. We had flat tires all the time because we both drove Chrysler Sebrings, and the tires are terrible. Well, really not the tire, like the wheel well. But anyways, yeah. So Montell was, you know, he was 25 when I met him. He was broke. Or maybe he wasn't that broke, but he was like, you know, it wasn't rich or whatever. And in seeing him now, it's just like, wow, what a freaking transformation. And they looked so good. They looked so good in their wedding. Oh my God. Emily, first of all, slayed. Absolutely slayed. She slayed the rehearsal too. Like, she looked hot in the rehearsal. I'm like, dang, if this is what you look like on the rehearsal, I'm like, I can't wait to see what you look like on the wedding day. And she looked absolutely stunning. Her dress was so beautiful, and she just, yeah, she looked amazing. Yeah, it was really, really cool to see her like all done up like that. I mean, she's obviously beautiful, but like just to see her all done up like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's a queen. But anyways, and then Montell, he had this like I don't remember what the pattern was, but it was like a really cool looking suit that he was wearing. Like the jacket had like this like really cool pattern, and his hair looked really nice, and he just looked fly. Like he looked so fly. So beautiful couple. Like seriously, I love those people so much. I just wanted to shout them out a little bit on the podcast because I'm really excited to see, their future. And I don't think, anything's really going to change with like their relationship. It's just now it's like legally official, but they're still Emily and Montell to me. So it's not like anything has changed. But yeah, I'm excited to see where, where they continue to go. Cause every time I talk to them, it seems like they're just leveling up every single time. And it's really cool to see. So cheers to Emily and Montell. I have a water, so we'll do a cheers. But anyways, yeah, I just want to talk about that because that was a pretty big life event that happened with me recently. So I wanted to talk about that. And then this weekend, I went to watch the fights. So last night, I went to watch the fights at Ameristar Casino in St. Charles, Missouri. I said Missouri because that's how a lot of people say it here. But it's Missouri, by the way. I don't know why people say Missouri. Like, I don't know where that started. So if anybody knows where that started, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I went to Ameristar Casino last night and I went to watch the fights. Great card. Oh my God, it was awesome. Great fights. Good matchups. Yeah, it was awesome. But there were some strange things going on at Ameristar Casino. First of all, I saw Joaquin Buckley there. I didn't say hi to him because I saw him kind of from afar, I think. But I saw him there, and then and Matt Hughes was there. So there were some UFC fighters there and former UFC fighters. But I thought that was cool. But yeah, I was at Ameristar Casino. And if you don't know Shamrock Fighting Championship, it's a local promotion here in St. Louis. They do fights like every other month or something like that, every few months. But yeah, I was a little shook. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even want to talk about this because it's like I just can't even believe that it actually happened. And it's not funny, that's the thing too, but I know I'm going to laugh talking about it, and I don't want people to think I'm laughing at it. But it's like, I'm laughing because I can't believe how stupid some people are. That's why I'm laughing. It's not because I think it's funny. I think it's because I'm laughing at like, wow, you're actually a human being. Jesus. Like, you actually figured out how to get out of bed and whatever. I'm not going to. Okay. So there was this guy. So me and Amber went to the fights, right? My friend Amber. We always, if I have somebody with me at the fights, it's usually Amber. And then if I have other people, okay, cool. But usually it's Amber. Since I met her like a little over a year ago. She's my fight buddy. But anyways, so we were sitting down and we're in the general admission section. So it's like, or not the general admission, but like the back, we're not like, we don't have any fancy seats, which would have been cool. Would have been nice if we had like VIP, but that's okay. But, we were sitting there and this guy behind us is just, at first I didn't know who it was talking because I didn't look behind me. So I didn't know it was a white guy. I didn't know. And I looked behind me like later and I realized he was white and I was like, what? Because he was shouting racial slurs the whole time. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. And at one point, he was definitely probably drunk, I guess. At one point, the security guard came over and was like, Or no, first, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. So first what happened was he took his shirt off at one point during the fights. Yeah, what? No, don't do that. How about don't do that? Don't do that. Okay? If you're in public, unless somebody requests you to, like if you're a bodybuilder and it's like, show us your muscles, whatever. Okay, I could see them maybe making a pass for that. But like, unless you're Chris Bumstead and like just keep your shirt on in public. Like, what are you doing? Unless you're outside or you're at the gym. Like at the gym, okay, fine. Or outside, sure. But like, we're at a casino, buddy. Don't take your shirt off. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why? And like, at least if you're going to take your shirt off in public, please be jacked. Please be jacked. Be jacked. If you're not, what is going on? And flexing? Like, what are you, why are you flexing? Why? Like, please be jacked if you're going to do that. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why that happened, I don't know. And then continued shouting racial slurs. And nobody seemed to really care what was going on. And I was very confused. And then, but at one point, the security guard came over when he had his shirt off. And she was like, are you trying to get kicked out of here? And he's like, are you trying to kick me out? Or something like that. And then I guess they just told him to put his shirt back on. But then he took it off again later. And this guy, I don't know what his deal was. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know this person. I don't know this guy's name. I don't know anything about him. So I hope this isn't somebody I know and just didn't recognize. But I don't think I know this person because I don't associate with people like that. And he kept saying the same thing. He was like, pick that up and slam on the ground. And I'm like, dude, this is kickboxing, you idiot. Like, it's kickboxing. It's not MMA. I'm like, okay, so he's probably drunk. Whatever. I'll give him a pass. And then he kept saying, and I'm like, oh my God. And then he was still shouting racial slurs. And I wanted to say something so bad. I wanted to say something, but I'm like, that's what he wants. He wants me to react. And then I'm going to have to deal with him all night until he gets kicked out, which it seems like they're not willing to kick him out for taking his shirt off. So I'm like, well, they're probably not going to kick him out. Because I feel like they would have at this point. But it's like, dude, step it up, Ameristar. Get better security. Also, why did he not get kicked out? But you guys walked up to me before I was even in line. We're like, I'm going to need to see some ID. And I'm like, bro, I'm 27 years old. Do I really look underage? Like, do I look underage like that? Because I get carded like this all the time. Like I told you guys, the non-alcoholic beer ID story, when they carded me 4 times for a freaking non-alcoholic beer. Like, what is the deal? But it's like, also, don't come up to me like that. Don't come up to me like that. I don't like that. Excuse me, I'm going to need... The way he walked up to me was just so... Oh my God. I was like, dude, no. Immediately no. But then, I showed him my ID, whatever. It's like, okay, thank you. So why are you why are you acting like I'm a criminal for looking young and wanting to see my ID, but then this guy gets away scot-free? I'm like, what is the deal? That is just so bizarre to me. Like, don't act all tough if you're not going to kick this guy out. Okay? Kick him out. And then you can act tough after that. If you're afraid to kick out this guy with the shirt off, yeah, don't come at me about my ID like thinking I'm underage, okay? No. God. Step it up, Ameristar Casino, St. Charles. Jesus. I mean, I might leave a Yelp review. I won't, because I don't have time for that. That's people that have way too much free time, by the way. If you have enough free time to unless you lost thousands of dollars because somebody like scammed you or something. It's like, dude, why are you leaving a review? My tater tots weren't hot enough and I want to cry about it on the internet. Like, dude, no, stop. Like the things I've read that people write on reviews or things I've seen on Facebook too. I'm like, you have way too much free time, way too much. And also you let very little things bother you, and you're not going to be a very happy person if you let very little things bother you. Only let big things bother you. Okay. Like pick your freaking battles. Yeah, that's hilarious to me. But anyways, but other than that, the fights were great. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was just ridiculous. I hate casinos, by the way. So like I only go there because it's the fights. I don't go to casinos. I don't gamble. I'm not a gambler. I'm not very good with money to begin with. So I'm like, I don't need to add gambling on top of that. Like I feel like I'm still learning more about money like over time because I didn't really have anybody to teach me about money the right way as a child. So now I'm like learning things the hard way. And I've been learning things about money like over time. Like I definitely know a lot more now than I did like 5 years ago. Definitely. But I still feel like I'm like behind the curve a little bit with money. Like that's the one thing that I feel like I really want to learn more about like this year, and just like learning about like, you know, I don't know, just learning more about money and stuff like that. But anyways, but I don't gamble on it. I don't like gambling at all. That's why I say to people when they ask me about betting on the fights, I'm like, I would never bet on the fights. That's insane. I'm like, no. Like, I'm not willing to lose any money. Like, I'm just not. Like, I don't know. I don't like gambling. Too risky for me. No, thank you. I know so many people that gamble, and it's just like, oh, God. Like, the kind of people you surround yourself with when you gamble is just, I don't know. Sometimes it's not the best crowd. Some people that gamble are really cool. Like I know a lot of people that are really good at gambling. They love like betting on fights. They love betting on all kinds of stuff. And they're really cool. Like a lot of people that gamble are cool. But like some people that gamble, it's like you can tell it's like a real problem. And that's when like it turns you into like a different person. But yeah, so I don't gamble. But I went to the casino for the fights. So had to go to the casino. Also did not help my allergies at all because it's all smoky in there. It's gross. And I used to smoke, so it's like, yeah. I mean, I used to not care about that stuff, but now I have severe allergies and asthma. So yeah, maybe I care a little bit now. Okay. Yeah, that was just something else. Something else. But great fights. Great fights. I'm glad I went. It was fun. I needed to get out, but I was exhausted when I got home. I started a new job. So I have a new job now. I'm back to doing sales, but this time instead of running the whole business, I'm just doing the sales side. So, and I'm not doing insurance anymore. I'm doing inside sales, business to business. And so I think it's a very, very good fit for me. It's very low stress for me. It's something I'm good at. So I like it. And I like that I can just, when I'm at work, I focus on work. When I'm at home, I focus on all my other stuff that I have going on. So it's not a job that's like consuming me mentally. And that's exactly what I was looking for. Basically, I got exactly what I was looking for. I posted something on Facebook that I was looking for a job. I kind of described what I was looking for, and this is exactly what I said, what I wanted. So it just goes to show like manifestation is real. It really is. When you speak things into existence, when you tell, whether you believe in God or you believe in the universe or you don't believe in any of it, whoever you're telling like what you want, which I think is a good thing, you know, whether you just write it down and tell it to yourself, or if you speak it into existence, like I typically like to do. But I also like to write things down. I also like to just like make commitments to other people too, to hold me accountable to things. So that way I'm more likely to push and push and push to like actually achieve what I'm looking to achieve, is when I have other people that know what my goals are so they can hold me accountable for them. But I think that, manifestation is real, because it's seriously, if I go back and look at the post, and I don't even know if it's still up, I might have deleted it because once I found the job, I probably went back and deleted it so nobody would keep commenting on it, because there was a lot of people that commented on it. And I never thought to do that, like, because I was looking at these jobs and like Indeed and all this stuff. I'm like, there's no way I would do this. Like, these jobs sound horrible. Like, a lot of jobs now are just not good, like not appealing whatsoever to me. But I have, severe ADHD. So I'm just like squirrel, that's my personality. I'm not good with like organization, admin, and that kind of stuff, but I'm really good at sales, and I'm really good at networking, communicating, and talking to people. So there's that. But a lot of these jobs, it's just like, for what they're paying, it's like, dude, like, you're expecting a lot for what you're paying. And it kind of made me think to like back to when I was running my agency, because I ran an insurance agency before this job, and I decided to leave because it was just like consuming me completely. And because I have lupus, like, I'm very sensitive to stress, and stress causes a lot of my flare-ups. So it was really, really bad for my health, really bad. Like, I was at the point where I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. For like one more day. I was like, I don't have even one more second left in me. I'm like, I was so fatigued all the time. I was falling asleep at my desk. I was in pain constantly. It was really bad. It was my skin. Like, I had rashes all over my body. Which that's a big thing with lupus too. You get a lot of skin issues and rashes. So I had rashes all over my body. It was like, my skin was all like bleeding half the time, like cracked, and like, it was horrible. And I was just itching constantly. Like, I remember it was, oh God, it was so bad. Like, every time I took a shower, I would be itching really, like, extremely bad for about 2 or 3 hours. And I couldn't do anything besides just like sit there and scratch my skin. Like, it was so bad. And it was because of the rashes from lupus, from all the stress that I was dealing with, because I don't have that anymore. Okay, I'm back. Oh my gosh, I feel like I have to sneeze. Hold on. It's not coming out, but my nose is like, it's so tingly, but there's no sneeze, and I can't get it out. Oh my gosh, this is so frustrating. And my eyes are burning. My eyes have been just like swollen shut like for like a week. Like, I am struggling right now with my allergies. But anyways, what the heck was I talking about? I went to the bathroom and I completely forgot everything that I was talking about. I knew this was going to happen. Oh, I was talking about stressful jobs. Because owning an insurance agency is not for the weak. I commend you if you do it and you're great at it. Man, I couldn't do it. Not for me. And I kind of, had that fear going into it that's what would happen. In the back of my mind, I was a little worried, but I was like, well, this is my chance, this is my big break. And then I was like, this is not what I want with my life. No, I don't want this life. So I was like, I should probably get out of it right now. Sorry, guys. I'm like sniffling and oh my God. It's like, if you're watching this, you can see me like probably. Oh my God. Okay. Anyways, moving on. I'm trying to get the sneeze out. It won't come out. Yeah. So I just knew that for what I really wanted in life, that I had to give that up. I had to start over. And starting over is not easy. It's not fun. And also is dealing with a health issue. So at that point, I was like, it got to the point where I couldn't even work for a while. And I was just very sick. I was very depressed. I was very, not in a good place. Not in a good place at all. I tried to hide it as the best I could, but it was hard.
Sorry, I'm dying over here, but you notice the difference like now. Like right now, like I don't feel good. You know, my allergies are really bad right now. You hear my voice, it sounds horrible. And I'm sneezing and my eyes are burning and I look like a mess and yeah. But I feel good. I'm happy and I'm healthy. I'm sneezing and stuff, but other than that, like, I'm eating healthy and I feel good and I have energy. But if I would have had this happen like a few months ago, I'd been like out of commission, for weeks. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm dying. And it would just make me feel worse. But right now I'm just like powering through it. And I'm like, yeah, this is not even a big deal. And that's how I used to be like for a while. I think it was whenever I was I think that's why getting back into MMA has really been good for me. It's really been good for me because it motivates me and it just gives me something to be excited about. And it builds community because I can talk to other people about it. It's a common interest. And it's just been really, really fun, like having that in my life, with talking about MMA. And then hopefully soon I'm going to start training MMA again, or training boxing and then getting into MMA, like starting to do like jiu-jitsu and wrestling and stuff down the road. But yeah, so I don't know where I was going with that, but the point is, since I've started over, it didn't happen instantly, but I'm starting to like get back to that point now. Like I've felt pretty good like the last month or so. I feel a lot better mentally. And when I feel better mentally, I feel better physically. So yeah. And I've still stayed in my gym routine and I haven't, stopped doing any of those things. It's just like, that's not a cure for depression. Like it definitely helps. And I think I would probably still be in a depression right now if I didn't do those things. So it's definitely very helpful. I still think that, medication or other, like therapy, other things are definitely better for depression. If you have access to those things, or like not better, but like more proven, effective. Like going to the gym isn't just going to cure your depression. Like, I'm sorry. It's just not. It's definitely going to help you though. And it's going to help you get out of it faster for sure. But that's just having a good routine in general will do that. I do think that the biggest thing that the gym does for me though, is gives me confidence. And with confidence, that confidence is so key to everything in life. And I think it's because when you're in the gym, like you're making progress, you have goals, you have short-term goals, long-term goals. You learn a lot of concepts that are really helpful for just regular life. And I talked about this with my interview with Sam Primo. We talked about this quite a bit. But if your job is keeping you from being healthy, then I think you should consider maybe a different job or a different career, a different industry, whatever. Like I got out of insurance because I noticed that like when I was doing insurance, like I just wasn't happy. I just wasn't. I really wasn't. I thought I was happy at times and I kept telling myself I was, but I wasn't. I wasn't. Much happier now because I can be myself. I can be authentic. And I think that's what I've been looking for. I've been looking for the ability to just be myself and be around people who also want to win. People that are like-minded, have common interests, and yeah, that's just what I want. I don't want to feel like I'm having to change who I am because I'm an insurance agent and I'm supposed to act this certain way. And my customers want me to be like this and people want me to act like this. Because I would tell people, I'm like, I'm really straightforward and direct. I know that a lot of, maybe insurance agents aren't all like that. And I get, that might be different. But I'm like, this is just how I like to do things. Because it was the first time in my life that I could sell things the way I wanted to instead of selling it the way somebody told me to. Because I was my own boss. I didn't want to be pushy with people. I didn't want to do all the things that they teach you to do. Like all those old school sleazy sales tricks. It's like, dude, Cringe. All that stuff is so cringe. Oh my God. Don't do it anymore. If you're in sales and you're still doing stuff the slimy old school way, please stop. Nobody likes it. Like, everybody hates you. Okay. Everybody thinks you're a scam artist. So just stop doing it. And I've been there. I know a lot of sales jobs, they teach you, they really brainwash you. Like, they want you to be, yeah, I get it. But try to find a company that won't do that, would be my suggestion. Make sure that the company that you work for aligns with your values. I think that's very important. And that's something that Alex and Layla Hormozy talk about a lot, is like not negotiating your values. And that's something that I've really, really, I don't know, just really been thinking about lately. And that's kind of what I was looking for with my new job. Cause like I left my insurance agency at the end of February. So I waited a long time to get a job. And I was working, by the way. I was doing Instacart and Uber Eats. Okay. So not what I wanted to be doing, for sure. But I was like, this is something that I can just quit whenever I want. So it's not like I have to give them notice. It's not like I'm going to get all invested in the company. I'm like, I just do it on my own. Because that's the thing. It's like, it's almost like dating. To me, like having a job or being with a company is almost like being in a relationship. I mean, it is a relationship. And it's like, you don't just want to hop from one company to another. Unless it's like way better of an opportunity, then of course, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's like the grass is greener on the other side kind of thing. It's like, I knew that I wasn't going to find the right thing right away. I just knew that, because what I was looking for was something that was not common. I was looking for just being able to be an authentic energy and be myself. And I was looking for good culture. I was looking for something that's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I was looking for something that wouldn't be super, super demanding physically. Something that won't stress me out and keep me up at night. And yeah, and I got exactly what I was looking for. So that's great. But I knew I wasn't going to find that right away. I knew that. So I was patient. Because it's like, if I would have jumped to another job, I either would have done really bad at it because I was in a bad place, really bad place mentally, really bad place physically too. Like, I have lupus. So it's like, anywhere I work, it's like, I have to worry about that. Like, is this job going to cause my illness to flare up? Because if it does, then I'm not going to be able to work here, because I'm going to have to call off all the time because I'm sick. So I needed something that wouldn't cause that to happen. So it's like very high stress jobs just like wouldn't work for me. They just wouldn't work. Or being around really toxic, negative people wouldn't work for me either. Those are the biggest things. And because when I'm feeling good, like I will work. My work ethic is absolutely bananas. Like, I will just say that. I have a crazy work ethic when I'm feeling good. Like, when I'm actually healthy. But if I'm having a flare up, like, that all goes out the friggin' window because I'm sick. Like, I can't. But that doesn't happen if I don't have things triggering it. So that's what I've noticed, is that when I have like really negative people around me constantly, or just like really like high stress situations, then it's like, yeah, that's just too much for me. It makes it really hard for me to function. But yeah, so it's perfect. Everything, yeah, it's exactly what I need. And I don't even mind like going into the office. Like, that's not even a big deal to me. Cause like, I kind of want to get out of my house. Like, I kind of wanted something work from home, but now I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really care, right now about working from home. Like, it's not really important to me right now. Because like I was doing Instacart and Uber, so I was not at home. Like, I could be at home when I wasn't working, but it was like if I was like, you know, in between deliveries or something, but it's like, yeah, no. I mean, it actually wasn't, it was more money than I expected it would be. Like, I'll be honest, like, I didn't think I was going to make any money doing Uber in Instacart, but I actually made like pretty decent, like, not anything to brag about, but like, it was decent. It was more than I thought it would be. But I was like, yeah, hopefully I find a good, solid job so I can stop doing this. But I'm like, I'm not settling. I'm not going to rush into something, and I'm not going to work for like some sleaze bag or like work with a bunch of people that are just not good. Cause then I run the risk of, making bad decisions, hanging out with the wrong people. Like there's so many consequences from choosing, the wrong job, like your health and things like that. Like people just, it's important. So, right now it's like, there's a lot of different jobs available. So if you don't like your job, maybe look around, see what's going on somewhere else. I'm not telling you to quit your job, by the way. Don't quit your job if you need your job. Like go find the other job first. Don't do what I did. What I did is crazy. But I closed the business. It wasn't like I had a job. So it was a little bit of a different situation. Like I was losing money. So it was a little different situation. Like I was like, I got to get out of here. And then, I was like, I need to, do something temporarily until I find the right opportunity. Cause I'm like, I'm not going to get paid, pennies to do, because I have skills. I'm like, I have 10 years of sales and customer service experience. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to settle for nothing. But yeah, so I found a nice job, and I like the people. I like the owner, and I like the job. It's great. So yes, good news. But yeah, so I'm in just like more of a routine now, which is good, because before it was a little bit more chaotic, and I think I definitely need a little bit of structure. So that's been good. And I have been, doing ice bath every single day since I started. And I was doing ice bath like every other day before, but now I've been doing it like every single day, because it makes a night and day difference with like my focus. It's kind of like taking, an Adderall or something. Like that's what it kind of feels like. I feel very motivated. I just feel more focused whenever I do an ice bath in the morning. So I've been doing it every day. And somebody like tried to tell me that it's like not technically an ice bath. I'm like, can you just shut up? Like, can you just, I'm sorry, that was rude. Like, why, like, it's a bathtub and I put ice in it and it's cold. It's freezing cold. Like, what do you want? They're like, well, technically it has to be 32 degrees for it to be considered an ice bath. That's my impression of some idiot on the internet. And I'm like, okay, what's your point here? Like, what is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish by telling me that this isn't an ice bath? Does that help you? Like, does that make you feel better? I don't quite understand. Like, when people get so into the weeds with things like that, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, I don't know. I actually thought it was hilarious, but I actually like wanted him to keep going, because I was like, this is so entertaining, because he was literally writing like paragraphs, and I was like, oh my God, please keep typing. This is so funny. But I just love the things that people have time for. It just kind of amazes me. But anyways, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. My eyes are watering. This is horrible. I hate allergies. Get them out of here. And I took an Allegra earlier. It didn't do anything. I want my money back, Allegra. Actually, it wasn't even Allegra. It was the generic brand. But whatever. But anyways, so yeah, so I have a new job and I'm doing ice bath every single day. That's been helping a lot with my joint pain, by the way. My joint pain is slowly going away. So my knee is much better. My hip is getting there. I'm still, working out every week. Been doing like 3 days a week lately though, so I'm not going crazy. I'll probably, because I think I want to stick to 3 days a week, because I think I'm going to try to start training like boxing or something soon, like within the next couple weeks. So yeah, I wanted to wait until I had like a job and like a schedule before I started anything, because it's like I want to make sure that whatever gym I go to or whatever classes I take like align with my schedule, and like I can get there on time if I'm leaving from work. So yeah, so I wanted to make sure it would all work out. But yeah, so the ice bath every day has been huge for me, and you can make fun of me all you want for doing my ice bath. You can tell me I'm crazy, whatever. Please though, if you're gonna try it, don't start like with it freezing cold. Like just start with like just the cold water. Like don't even put ice in it, and like slowly work your way up. Cause like, and don't sit in there for like 30 minutes. Like sit in there for like 3 minutes. Like you don't need to be in there all the time. Like, I don't know. Some people take it to the extreme, and it's like, dude, like chill out. Speaking of ice bath, that reminds me of Joe Rogan. So apparently, this is some juicy gossip, guys. Apparently, Joe Rogan and Bert Kreischer are beefing. I heard. Comedy drama, comedy gossip, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So I was watching Theo Von's podcast with Mark Normand, and Mark was talking about like, oh yeah, when two friends are fighting, and they were kind of joking around. And then Theo was like, oh, like Bert and Joe, is that who you're talking about? And he was like, oh, well, I wasn't going to say that because we're not supposed to talk about it. But he's like, oh, my bad, and it's Theo. So he's just being Theo. But God, I love Theo, man. Anyways, that's my guy. That's my freaking spirit animal, Theo Von. Oh my gosh. I love that guy. But anyways, gosh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze again. What is going on? It won't, like the sneeze just won't come out. It's like stuck in my nose. Yeah, so Theo, spilled the beans on Bert and Joe, but I'm like, I wonder what they're beefing about. Cause like, I remember last year, Bert, no, it was Joe talking about Bert. He was like, no, they were together. It was when it was Tom Segura, Ari, Bert, and Joe. They were all together. And Joe was just like really being hard on Bert. And it was really funny, actually. Because he was like calling him out for like, basically like lying, like saying like, he was like, oh, I have great shoulders. And Joe was like, no, you don't. Because like Bert like thinks he's in like great shape, but it's like he's just really not, and he's really unhealthy. And Joe's like, yeah, you're not healthy. And he's like, well, I'm in great shape. And it's like, no, you're not. And Joe is just trying to be real with him. And I feel like maybe Bert is perhaps a little bit delusional, I would say. But here's the thing about Bert Kreischer. So like a lot of people I know really like Bert Kreischer, and they like his comedy. And so I'm sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings saying this, but like I actually don't like Bert Kreischer's comedy at all. I can't, I think it's like almost unwatchable. Like I'm not saying that to be rude. I just like, I don't quite understand the whole like obsession with it. Like, I don't know. It's just like, I really don't like it. I'm sorry. Like I've tried to like it. Like I feel bad. Like I honestly feel bad saying this because I know so many people like it. And I'm sorry, guys, but I just don't like it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. And I normally don't give negative opinions on here. I normally only give positive reviews. So I'm sorry I'm giving a negative one. The only other one I've done that was negative, I think, was Morgan Wallen. So Morgan Wallen and Bert Kreischer are on my shit list, I guess. I'm sorry. But I always thought that Bert was really funny on podcasts, though. I always thought he was hilarious. I thought he was like a nice little fun addition to like a lot of the conversations, and just like his laugh. And I actually really liked his podcast too, not Bertcast, but the cooking one. And that's how I found out about Sam Tripoli. And now like Sam Tripoli, he's the person that told me to do my freaking podcast in the first place. So it's like, it's just crazy. Like how, how you get connected to certain people. But like, yeah, that was the first time that I like really saw Sam on a podcast. I mean, I had heard of his podcast and I knew who he was, but that was the first time I like watched a full episode of something that he was in. And it was just kind of interesting to see his dynamic with Bert. And I think Gareth Reynolds was on that episode too. It was just funny. But yeah, so Bert is just like, I don't know, like he's such like a bubbly, laughy, like giggly guy. So like you love that about him. Like you love it. But then it's just like, I don't know, there's certain things that he does and says that it's like, okay, you're a little, yeah, he might be a little bit delusional. Sometimes I'm a little bit delusional too. So it's like, I can't even really talk trash. But the level of delusion with him and me is way different. Like, I think, I think that he can justify anything to himself. I think that's his problem. Especially with like the alcohol thing. Cause like when they described how much alcohol he drank and Tom was telling this to Andrew Huberman on Andrew Huberman's podcast, it was just like, what the heck is going on? Like, how does this guy not see a problem with this? And I don't know. I don't really hang out with people that drink that much as Bert does. Cause it's like an obscene amount of alcohol. But yeah, I don't know. That can't possibly be healthy. It's just not. There's no way. So I see that as irresponsible in my opinion. And I'm not trying to be Mrs. Mom. And I really like, I don't care what other people do. As far as like laws and stuff like that, like I don't think you should stop people from doing like what they want to do. Like they're going to do what they're going to do no matter what. So like, you know, I'm not trying to be like judgmental or whatever. I think, you know, he has kids and he has a wife. So I just feel like when you're a father and a husband, like you have a little bit of a responsibility to be there for your children. And how can you be there for your children if your health is falling apart like that? And it's because of you. Like, I don't know. 'Cause it's like, that is going to catch up to him. Maybe he's fine right now and that's great. And you know, people always say the story, well, my grandma, she smoked and drank every single day and she lived to be 110. And it's like, yeah, but those are rare. Those are so rare. I'm telling you, I know so many people who died way younger than they should have because they had an alcohol problem. Or made very, very bad decisions or have permanent, brain damage, illness, whatever negative thing happened to them, to their health because of alcohol, sometimes is irreversible. And it just makes you very aware of how alcohol can affect you. So it does bother me a little bit to see that so normalized. And just because I've seen what the damage that alcohol can do to people. I think that's why it, I just don't like to see it normalized like that. Because I've been around people and I've had friends before that really normalized alcoholism and it was not good for me at all. It was a very bad influence for me. Because then I felt like it was okay to drink all the time, you know? I'm like, well, they do it and they're doing well in life, whatever. Now, if they were like homeless, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, well, this is why you're homeless. But if they're doing well in life, then you're like, well, I guess it's fine because their life is good. It's like, yeah, their life's good on the outside or it just hasn't caught up to them yet. So somebody's life might look good on the outside. You might get FOMO, whatever they call it these days. If FOMO is even still a thing, fear of missing out. So you might feel like that, seeing people going out partying, doing all that stuff, but just know that there's more going on that they're not talking about. You know, and it's not all perfect. Like there have been times in my life where like I would like take pictures of like a night out and it looked like we were having so much fun, and then like I would get like somebody would get in a fight or somebody would start crying or like, you know, it's like yeah, you'd be surprised. But I think that yeah, just the way alcoholism is normalized in our culture sometimes in general really terrifies me. Just because, like I said, I've seen the effects of alcohol with people, and I've seen the effects of alcohol in my own life and relationships. And my nose itches. Sorry, guys. I need to scratch it. Okay, we're good. I wasn't picking my nose, by the way. I was scratching it. So don't even... God, I swear. I can't do anything. But... anyways, so... yeah, I just wish our society wouldn't normalize alcoholism anymore to the extent that they do. I mean... yeah, I'm not even going to keep going on about it because I'll go on a whole tangent. But I think that's what bothers me about Bert Kreischer a lot, is just the way that he normalizes alcoholism so much, and doesn't seem to see a problem with how much he drinks. I think, I don't know, I just kind of feel bad for his family in that situation. I guess that's my perspective on the situation. I feel bad for his family. 'Cause I think it's not responsible, in my opinion. And I don't care if you're a happy drunk or whatever, like, oh, I'm a happy drunk, I'm not an angry drunk. It's like, okay, cool, but you're still destroying your health and your brain. I think that's the part of alcohol that a lot of people forget, is the damage that it does to your brain. And I'm not a freaking doctor, okay? Go watch Andrew Huberman talk about alcohol, or somebody else that actually is a smart person, for the technical side of it. But, alcohol is not good for you. We all know that. And I'm not an anti-alcohol propagandist, so don't even get in my comments with that kind of stuff. I'm just being real. And that's the whole point of why I started this podcast, so I could just be real and talk about what's on my mind. So I'm being real right now. And you don't have to agree with me. That's fine. We can still be friends. It's cool, baby. We can still be friends if you don't agree with me. I won't judge you. I promise. But if you normalize alcohol, or if you push it on me, or if you do things like that, that's where I kind of draw the line. I'm like, yeah, no. I've had people try to push me to drink alcohol before, when I was like, yeah, I'm taking a break. I didn't even say I was quitting. I said I was taking a break. They're like, what's the point of that? Have a drink. And I'm like, no, I don't like that. So yeah, but that's just me. And then, yeah, so I don't know what Bert and Joe are beefing about, by the way. I don't know, but I heard about it. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll just talk about it on the podcast. What else is going on? But getting back to what I was talking about earlier, so like the manifestation thing, like I really am starting to, get more and more like convinced that like the things I'm speaking into existence and the things that I'll be honest, like I've definitely gotten like a little bit more tapped into like my spirituality in the past like 6 months or so, or actually really like the past year. I've gotten way more into my spirituality, and like I feel closer to God. And I'm not a religious person. I grew up Catholic, and we didn't really go to church like that much. I mean, we went to church, and like when I was growing up, we went to Catholic school when we were younger. But like after I was like a teenager, I didn't really go to church that much. And I've only been to church a few times, probably in like the past 10 years. So it hasn't been a big part of my life. So I don't know. And I don't know if church is something that I want to get back into. I don't know. It definitely is something that maybe I'll consider doing again down the road, like going to church. But right now I'm just focusing on like kind of learning about myself and figuring out what I really want out of life, and being more intentional and being more patient and, all that stuff. But I definitely do feel closer to God since I quit drinking, actually. Around that time. And that was around the time that I decided like I was going to leave my agency and all that kind of stuff, or I was getting close to that point at least. So yeah, I mean, I feel like whenever I'm like praying, I do feel like there is like somebody like, I don't know. I don't know if it's manifestation or if it's, God. I don't know. And maybe both of them exist. I don't know. It's hard, but I'm getting more into my spirituality now, and I'm definitely feeling closer and more connected to God. I'm feeling more of a presence. I'm feeling more like being a good person and doing the right thing does actually pay off. Which I didn't used to believe that, because I would like, oh, these scumbags, they're all rich and powerful and get all the things they want. So, being a good person doesn't actually get you anywhere, but I'm starting to realize that it actually does. It really does. Being a good person really does help. And making good decisions, being a good example, that's the main thing. Being a good example and, doing difficult things and just, being respectful to people, supporting other people. That's huge. Supporting other people is huge. But, so that's been another thing. And then just, trying to stay in with my gym routine, and I'm still working out. So people always ask me like, oh, do you still work out? 'Cause I don't post a lot of pictures or videos anymore. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. It won't come out. Oh my gosh, this sneeze is never gonna come out of my nose. I'm sorry, guys. What was I talking about? Like I used to post videos and pictures, and I still do once in a while, but I don't like having my social media entirely focused on my appearance. Not a fan of that. Not a fan at all. So, and I'll post, if I look cute, if I'm wearing a cute outfit, I'll post a picture. Okay. I'll post it. But most of the time what I'm posting is either going to be me typing, just ranting, or it's going to be like my podcast, like a clip from my podcast. So, I did like making those videos because it kind of showed people like what my routine was, what I was doing. And people told me it was really motivating because I have lupus, and they're like, well, I have an autoimmune disease, and, I felt really inspired by you and blah, blah, blah. So I'm glad I did it. But now I think it's better for me to just like talk about it mostly than to show what I'm doing. Not that I won't film, workouts in the future. Like, of course I will, especially if I can like, maybe collab with somebody and like work out with somebody who's like also, like maybe like a MMA fighter, like something, like something cool like that. Like that would be cool, but I'm not just going to like record every workout. Like, no, I'm done with that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm done with that. I can't. I don't like people talking about me like that in my comments. It's really weird. It makes me uncomfortable. And in my DMs too. I'm like, Jesus, people, class it up. Good Lord. Some of the DMs I get, I'm like, what the hell? And then you click on their profile and they're married. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you in my DMs? Like, who are you? And like half the people that are like my Facebook friends, I don't even know these people. Like, cause I don't know, like now my profile, it's like I'm a digital creator, whatever the heck that means. I don't even know. But I don't have to like accept friend requests anymore. Like I can just have people follow me. So I like that, because what people would do is they would add me, and then they would like tell people like I'm their mutual friend to try to like sell somebody something, or like try to, I don't know what they were trying to do, but like they would like add people from my friends list. And then I would have people coming to me like, hey, do you know this person? I'm like, no, they're just my Facebook friend. And I'm like, dude, no. So I didn't know. And a lot of these people had like tons of mutual friends with me. So I'm like, okay, I probably know this person. And it's like, oh, actually I don't. And then some people like, I'm like, oh, I know this person, but it's been, I didn't recognize them immediately whenever I saw their profile. But then when I click through their pictures, I'm like, oh, I know this person. So like I do have like that happen all the time. Because I just don't remember everybody. I know a lot of people. I've met a lot of people. I used to do a lot of networking. And that's kind of, I think, when things got crazy with my Facebook. When I was in a bunch of different networking groups, and it was just like everybody was adding me because we were all trying to like help each other, like get referrals and stuff. And now I don't really care about any of that stuff. I mean, I care about networking, but I'm not networking in a way of like going to a formal meeting. Like, no, it's not really my vibe anymore. Cause I don't want to ever feel obligated to like give somebody business just because they're like in my group. Like, if I think that they're doing a good job and I think that they're a good fit for whatever I need or whatever somebody else needs, yeah, absolutely, I'll give you a referral. But I'm not just going to give you a referral just to give you a referral. Like, I feel like that's a little weird. Just my opinion. But most of the people that I networked with, like, obviously, yeah, I wanted to give them the business anyways. But it should be because you just want to give them the business, not because you're obligated to. It should be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go talk to Jane Doe about this because she'd be perfect for this job, or she'd be perfect for this. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. But what was I talking about? I was talking about networking. I was talking about Facebook. Oh, yeah, Facebook. So, yeah, I stopped posting all that stuff because I just don't like people talking about me like that. And I feel like people had an image of me. Maybe they were like kind of misunderstanding me, and thinking that like I'm like, I don't know, whatever they thought about me, because I posted pictures of me wearing gym clothes, and people apparently think that gives them the right to talk about me like that. Anyways, okay, I'm done. I'm done, but I'm just explaining because everybody asks me. I'm just explaining to you guys why I stopped doing that, because I don't like all the comments. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning, okay? I've been doing the social media thing for a while now, but when I first started, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and I made a lot of mistakes. I still make mistakes, but they're much better ones now, so it's fine. Another thing I was thinking about, was like going back to what I was talking about earlier. Like, if your job is preventing you from being healthy, you should probably find a new job. Or you should probably at least maybe make some adjustments to your job or your business or whatever you have going on. Like maybe hire an employee if you have a business and you're feeling sick all the time. You know, if your health is not good, like if you have health problems or you're not prioritizing your health, you're not going to the gym, you're not eating healthy, you're eating a bunch of processed crap all day. Like, you got to make a change. You have to. I'm not sitting here judging you because I've done it. That's why I'm telling you. That's why I know these things. I wouldn't tell you to do something if I hadn't done it myself. That's the thing. Like, I've gone through this. So that's why I'm telling you how important it is. Because I got diagnosed with a chronic illness there's no cure. There is no cure for it. And if I would have known about it sooner, if I would have started taking care of my health sooner, it wouldn't have impacted me as drastically as it did when I first got sick. And not that I was ever like any life-threatening situation, but I was really not doing well for a while, and I couldn't even barely work. I could barely do anything. I was just like half asleep all the time, like a zombie. And I had all these issues going on with like, you know, my skin, and I had, you know, like stuff in my blood work, and it was just, I was a mess. And it was not good. But it would have been better if I would have known how to take care of my body before then. Rather than being reactive, I should have been proactive. Because at the time, you know, I would go out and I would have several drinks if I wanted to, or maybe I would only have a few, but like there were times where I definitely like maybe had a little too much fun. And not necessarily like that I got so drunk or like it was so bad. Like, it wasn't necessarily that was the problem. It was the way that I felt the next day. That was the problem. That was the biggest issue for me. Cause then I was skipping the gym, and even if I only had like a few drinks, I was skipping the gym, or if I was eating like fast food all the time, I was drinking way too much caffeine. I was just, not taking care of myself in general, like not paying attention to my diet at all whatsoever, eating whatever the heck I want. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. It doesn't work. So now that I've made all those adjustments to my health, and like I said, guys, like I'm not judging you and I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm not at all. And here's the thing. It depends on like, what do you want with your life? What do you want your life to look like? Until you know that, then you're not really going to know what's bad and what's good for you. So to a point, like there's a point of eating fast food that is unhealthy no matter what your goals are. Okay. Like you shouldn't eat it every day. That's insane. That is so bad. Like if you're eating fast food every day, stop. It's bad. Or even just processed food in general. Like if you're eating all processed food all day long, every single day, like that's not good. Like it's not good. I promise you it's not good. I don't care what anybody says. Like it's not good. I understand calories in, calories out. Yeah. Like calories in, calories out. That's for weight loss. Your weight isn't necessarily indicative of your health though. That's what some people seem to forget. I actually used to weigh a lot less than I do now. And right now I'm the healthiest I've ever been. So, I say this while I'm like sneezing. This is just allergies, guys. I'm freaking healthy. Okay. So, oh my gosh, it's bad. The congestion is horrible. But anyways, so it's like, yeah, I'm not telling you how to live your life, but I think more people should ask themselves, what do they want more? So like I have people tell me all the time, because I tell people how I eat and they think I'm crazy. I'm like, yeah, I pretty much eat the same thing every day. I eat like a ground beef patty, or I eat like ground beef and like tacos that I make myself, and I make everything like from scratch. Or I eat just like a beef patty with like some fruit on the side or whatever. And then I eat chicken with like some kind of fruit or vegetable. For breakfast, I'll have either eggs or bacon with like, I don't know, some granola or yogurt or something, or just some fruit or whatever I feel like. And I eat the same thing pretty much every day. And I've done this for a long time. And it's worked really well for me. I know doesn't sound fun, but I like it. It works for me. It keeps me focused. I don't have to think about what I'm going to make every single night. I don't have to think about, it's just less decisions that I have to make. But that's not even the point of what I'm saying. So the point of what I'm saying is, I've had people tell me like, oh, well, I like junk food too much. It's like YOLO, like you only live once. Your life is short. Eat what you want, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, yeah, life's definitely going to be short if you do that. If you have that attitude, your life's definitely going to be short. But I think that's just somebody's way of justifying their bad habits and bad decisions is what that is. That's what I think. And I think a better thing to do would be to ask yourself, maybe do I just want this more? It's like you ask people, hey, do you want to be in shape? Yeah, of course. Or maybe they say no, whatever. But if they say yes, it's like, okay, do you want to be in shape more than you want to eat McDonald's 3 times a week? Well, no. Because that's what you're saying when you're making those choices. That's what you're saying. When you make the choice to skip your workouts, when you make the choice to go weeks without hitting the gym, when you make the choice to eat freaking cosmic brownies every single day, like when you make the conscious choice to do those things every day or to do those things regularly and not recognize that it's a bad habit or not recognize that maybe that you should change that, then, and that's fine if that's what you want to do, but just don't expect anything to work, if you're doing that. But that's what you're telling yourself when you do that. You're telling yourself that this is more important to me than my health, or this is more important to me than looking good in a swimsuit, or this is more important to me than whatever. And I think that's maybe why vanity isn't the best way to market fitness and health. And that's why I've gotten away from it, honestly. Obviously, because I don't like people sexualizing me and making strange, creepy ass comments on my Instagram and my Facebook. But also because I think that marketing fitness with vanity gives people the illusion that that's why they're doing it. And that's not why you should work out. That's not why you should eat healthy. That should be like just a bonus of it, you know? It's just like relationships. Like, it's like, do you want to date somebody that's really attractive? Of course. But that's not the number one criteria. Like, there's other things that are way more important than like what they look like. And then that's just like a bonus, you know, like if they're very attractive, it's like, oh, great, I lucked out, you know, but it's like, so that it's a byproduct of all the other things, you know? So if you do the right things and you're healthy and then you're probably going to look good too. You're going to look good. If you eat healthy and you take care of yourself and you go to the gym, you're probably going to look good. Okay? That's just how it works. You're probably going to look good, which is great. But that shouldn't be like the first goal, because that's usually, it's not always a quick thing that happens. Like, you don't just have a six pack in 2 weeks. You know, it takes time. So, and that's why people get discouraged, because they expect instant results. And it's like, if we would just change the mentality of thinking of it as a vanity thing and thinking more of it as a health thing, then I think a lot more people would do it. And a lot more people would be more careful about what they eat, and they would just be more disciplined in general if the vanity part of it wasn't the main motivator, which is why I don't participate in that as much anymore. Because also, just because you look good doesn't mean you're healthy. I mean, look at a lot of bodybuilders, you know? And I'm not trashing bodybuilding by any means, but you look at a lot of bodybuilders and they look very muscular, whatever. But if like they're taking a bunch of steroids and they're, not treating their body well, they're eating whatever, then they're not healthy. Or if they have too much muscle mass and they're carrying all this weight around, it's like, that's not healthy. So there's a balance. There's a balance for sure. But I think health and your well-being should be the number one priority. And I think and also the mental benefits too. Like, the confidence that you get from going to the gym is just, it's so amazing. And it's like the first battle of the day. Like, if you go in the morning, it's like the first battle of the day. Or if you go at night, it's kind of a way to like, just have your own little space for a little while, at least. Or maybe it's that's your time that you socialize. Maybe you go to a gym where you're around people. I personally, when I lift, I like to lift by myself. Now I do like to teach people like fitness, because, I have my personal training certification. So like, I've trained people. I don't charge them money for it, but I've trained people. Like, it's, I don't know, like my friends, and just like try to help people out. 'Cause like, I don't know, like, I like to help people, but whatever. But, so I think that, just ask yourself, like, am I telling myself this because I'm justifying my bad behavior, or do I really just not care? Like, do I not care about what I look like? Okay, no problem. But I think everybody should probably care a little bit about their health. I really do. I really do. And a lot of times, somebody might look like they're overweight or something, but they're actually healthy. And that's great. Like, I don't think you have to look any certain way to be healthy. Like, that's just silly. Like, everybody has different genetics. Everybody has a different body type. Like, everybody's body is different. So to judge somebody's health based on how they look, I think is dumb. It's just dumb. Because, like, I just see so many people and they're like posting about all this fitness stuff. And it's like, but you're not healthy. Like, you go out and drink and get wasted every weekend, and you eat fast food all the time. It's like, you're not healthy. So don't sit here and tell me how to be healthy, because you're not. But anyways, so ask yourself, like, what do I want more? When you're making decisions, when you're choosing, like in the morning, like when I'm choosing to hit snooze, I'm like, do I want an hour of sleep more than I want to, spend extra time on my goals or spend extra time in the morning just like with like my oh my God, the sneeze finally came out. Oh my gosh, I've been trying to get that sneeze out this whole time. But yeah, just ask yourself, like, what do I want more? Do I want to be healthy more than I want to eat freaking potato chips? Yeah. Okay, you do. So then stop eating potato chips every day, or whatever your vice is, whatever it is, do I want, or a perfect example too is like when you're chasing a dream, like what I'm doing. Like I have podcasts that I do on Sundays. Like right now, today's Sunday, I'm doing my podcast and I don't have any free time on Sundays anymore at all. I don't have any. Like a Sunday, I cannot hang out with you. Anybody that's asked me to hang out. I'm sorry, but I can't. Not on Sundays. Not right now, at least. I might think about changing the schedule in the future, but right now, Sundays are off limits because I'm doing my podcast and I'm doing what I love and this is for me, for my future. This is something that I'm building right now. This is something I'm creating and it's evolving and I'm learning so much from it. And it's bringing me so many opportunities and it's really helped me develop as a person. So it's something that I want to keep in my life. And really the MMA podcast is kind of more, I guess feels more like a job more than this. Like this podcast is just like this is fun. I love doing this. Especially when I have guests on, then I really, really love it. It's the coolest thing ever. Like, oh my God, if you don't have a podcast, like, and you like talking to people, start a freaking podcast. But anyways, yeah. So when you're chasing a dream, like, do I want to have, going out and socializing or hanging out with my friends or seeing, whatever on the weekends more than I want to have, my podcast and make my podcast successful? No, that is my priority. That is more important to me. I have decided now that my dreams and my goals are more important than certain things that were important to me at one point in my life now aren't. Going out and going to the bars, that's not important to me anymore at all. It's not important to me whatsoever. So I have gotten rid of it. And I've decided that this is more important to me than that. And this is more important to me than laying around and watching Netflix. I can't tell you the last time I watched Netflix. I can't even tell you. I don't even know if I still have a membership. I don't even know. It's not a good use of my time. It's really not. And I know people are going to be like, what are you talking about, Brie? You have to have balance in your life. I do. This is what I enjoy doing. I don't enjoy sitting and watching a freaking stupid movie that I don't care about. Like, I'll watch movies, and there are movies that I like to watch. I like to relax once in a while and watch a movie, of course. But it's not something you do every day or every weekend. Like, that just, to me, blows my mind that, like, people just want to sit and watch movies, like, every single weekend. I'm like, dude, how do you not get bored of that? I would get so bored. I'll watch documentaries, I'll watch autobiographies, I'll watch podcasts, I'll watch things that are informative, but I don't know. I just feel like a lot of things are kind of a waste of time. Unless like background, if I'm playing with my dog or I'm just chilling, yeah, sure, I'll throw something on, but I'm not going to like fully pay attention to it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just being real with you guys. I'm just being real. You don't have to be like me. I understand. Not everybody's like me. That's fine. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us special and different is that, yeah, nobody is really like exactly like me. So you don't have to do everything I do. I'm weird, so whatever. But I've figured out that I want certain things more than I want to have a social life or to, I don't know. My dog is going nuts right now. She probably saw something outside. I should have closed the window, or I should have closed the blinds so she couldn't see what's going on outside. So now she's just barking at me, or barking at outside. So I'm probably gonna wrap this up soon. She's probably playing with her toy. Sounds like she's playing with her toy. Yeah, she is. She's playing with her toy. She like gets mad at her toy and be like, anyways, my dog, yeah, she needs me right now. Think about that though. Think about, oh wait, no, I had a question. Hold on. I don't know where I put my phone. Shoot. I think I remember the question. It was on, oh wait, here's my phone. I was sitting on it, of course. I knew I was. Let me check Instagram too and see if anybody submitted any. I need to start posting it sooner. I always post it at the last minute and then I hardly get any questions because I forget to post it. So that's why. Yeah, if you guys ever have questions or topics that you want to hear about, just let me know and I'll always look at them at least. I'm not going to promise I'm going to talk about everything because I know some of you idiots are going to send me like some super controversial topic to talk about. It'll get me canceled. And it's like, no, not doing that. Sorry, not falling for that trap. But I did have a God, I can't. I'm listening to myself right now and I hear myself like, oh my God, it sounds horrible. It sounds so bad. Yeah, so I did have a question from, let's see, who is it? Matt Sievering from Facebook. Who is your ultimate podcast guest? And that's a great question. I want to say Theo Vaughn, obviously. I love Theo. I want to say that's my ultimate podcast guest, but I think it would be more for like me going on his podcast. I think that would be like my dream podcast to go on. Or Rogan obviously would be really, I mean, that would be like life changing, but, and I hope, that happens one day, but I think, my ultimate dream podcast guest. Oh man, that's tough. I think it would be maybe Jocko. Yeah, Jocko, for sure. It would have to be Jocko. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that at first. I had to really think about it. I'm like, I was thinking of like fighters. I was thinking about, no, it would be Jocko, for sure. Yeah. I think that would be a fascinating conversation. I really do. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Man, we're going on 2 hours. Jesus. I did not plan on doing the podcast this long. I guess I had a lot to talk about. Whatever. I can do what I want. It's my podcast. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting me. I really appreciate it. I've got a great episode next lined up, and I'm working on some other ones that are going to be great. So stay tuned. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching and listening and just sharing all my stuff and supporting me. It's been really, really helpful. And yeah, I'm going to try to keep continuing to get better and keep improving and keep coming out with better and better content, getting interesting guests and having great conversations. That's my goal here. And my goal is to help other people grow and learn and be inspired and be motivated and all that good stuff. So thank you again for joining me, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.